Check a 1 2. Can you hear me all right? What's up, Mark? Robert G, can y'all hear me good? Check. Beautiful. I'm gonna set things up because I ran out here as soon as I got off work. So I gotta do a little shimmy for what? This is do me now. Get my thingy-my-dingy. The thingy-my-dingy. Set it up so my blind face can see what the heck is going on. And I can actually read the chat because I'm smart enough to put it on the dadgum TV. I tell you what, this has been the smartest thing I've ever done. Getting a television up there. I can put my comments up there and stop looking like an idiot. Oh, bag up. Hey, here it come. Here it come. Right then. Makes it easier to read. Why not? See, I can read what you're saying now. It's absolutely phenomenal. Recovery Live. What you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Y'all see me carve the spoon? The spoon, I can happily confirm, does in fact spoon. It is spoonage. Very spoony. You didn't see the spoon? Check out the spoon. It's a freaking spoon. And it's very spoony. It be doing spoony shit. Pretty cool. It's all spoonage. So that was my randomness for yesterday. But I bet you saw the title of the live stream. Switching gears again because ADHD. That's how I roll. And today, I got to figure out Technologia. I do. Plywood. But as soon as it popped up, look at Robert G. He's like, I don't even care what he's talking about. I'm just going to go see what's up. Let's go. Talk about the next bit of random here. I discovered something. And that discovery has changed my day. If y'all thought I was fired up last time, listen. This is the third one of these I've had today. Absolutely phenomenal. Here's my recommendation. It absolutely is probably something like somebody's like, man, I already did that, man. Why are you even tripping? This is what I discovered. I discovered that if I fill this up with a cup of black coffee, right? And then I put some ice in it. And then I put a little cream in it, right? And then I fill the rest of it up with A&W cream soda. Bruh. Man. I've been murdering these things all day. And it is incredible. It is delicious. I love it. And it gets rid of the one thing I couldn't stand about cream soda, and that's that there ain't no caffeine in it. Thank you, Recovery Life. Appreciate you. Today I am not carving anything. I mean, I might when I'm done talking about what I feel like I want to talk about. But I need some help from the tech geeks because I ended up getting a thing, and now I need to know how to make the thing do the thing with the thing. Because this school banana, I have no idea how to make it work. So, without any further ado and any more dramatic buildup, down to the bench. No, it's not a chainsaw, Robert G. Huh? Apparently, it's by a brand called Knee Work. I don't know what that is. But in the interest of continuing to improve everything that I'm doing for y'all, I went to looking around, and the boss lady, aka Mrs. Macon, is like, you should get like a 4K camera. So I'm like, cool. So then I go to looking, and I find all of this. I'm going to spread this out. That's the important part, right? And then we got, I think that's an armband of some kind, presumably. I don't think that goes around my neck. That might be a little bit uncomfortable. And then I got some kind of chest harness that looks like either I'm about to carry a toddler or a baby, or I'm into BDSM. I don't know which one that looks like at this point. And I got, well, let's just dump it. Yeah. This thing has got more shit than a Christmas turkey in it. And I'm hoping maybe some of y'all know how to make these things work. Some of y'all that have channels or make content or whatever. Oh my God, what is half of this crap? Oh, this is one of them. Hey, this is one of them jobs. Hold on. I think I know what this is. Okay, so we put this together with the diddly do, with the scumbananer, and I'm about to, Robert G. It's going to be awesome. And you're just hating. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I might have. So, look it. Let me don this sucker. All right. So, y'all, I get the general gist of this. Apparently, look at y'all. Bitch, I got you on camera. I'm playing. Okay, so I've got all of this stuff, and I thought I was doing cool because I found me a crackhead on Facebook Marketplace that was like, I got all this stuff, and I need a bump, right? So cool. All right, what do you want for all of it? $20. Sweet. Let's go. $20. Make me holler. Grab it and head out, right? Any of y'all use one of these things to do a live with? I guess the general term, the generalized, is an action camera. the whole ass other microphone with a micro USB on it. Thank you guys for subscribing to all of my compatriots in live. Please check out each other's channels, because there's not a single one of you that I could do any of this without. Goodness gracious, watch that fly on by. Let's go. This has got all kinds of cool shit in it, and I want to take advantage of all this. Uh-oh, Runick's got me. See, I knew Runick was going to have something to say. Okay, so you should be able to do it, but you need a USB cable, but you need OSB for other. Okay, so tried recording with them, but haven't used any of the footage yet. See, the benefit that I thought would come out of this, that I got, that you guys would enjoy, that you would dig, is thanks to our friend Pilato. He hooked me up with some microphones, so I got some noise canceling. I got some decent audio. I ain't had problems with that in a long time, ever since he did what he did. Appreciate you. But this, apparently this sucker shoots in 4K. So you can see my tornado mess of a disaster in ultra high definition. Exactly. That's what I was thinking about, Robert G. Like, y'all could actually, like, if I'm trying to explain some shit, right? I'd be going off on a tangent, and I'd be doing some weird shit. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't know if that comes across where it makes a whole lot of sense. So if you're right here on my forehead and I'm like, look at here, look at here, look at that, and I do this to this with the spoon banana over there, and then y'all can see what's going on, and it makes a whole lot more sense. You feel me? What's up, Lions? Ooh, that's the best coffee I've had in a while. Damn, that's so good. My thought was to use them as secondary cameras that have different angles to cut to. That's actually an option too. I mean, damn, I don't even want to think about how many tripods I got. Let me just, damn. Now you got me over here. I'm on an ADHD tangent, trying to see how many damn tripods I got. I know I got at least 3 or 4 down here. Okay. Here goes one just for the fun of it. Let's test. Apparently this is made by a company called Targus. I don't know a damn thing about tripods. I just know that much like the crackhead I got the camera from, I had another crackhead that had like 1,000 of these freaking things and was like, Dad, just take them. I don't even care. Just go. Whatever. All right, cool. I ain't even mad at you. So, all right. Ooh. It's got bubble levels and all kinds of junk on it. This thing is fancy. Watch out now. Okay. And it's got a hook under here. I don't even know why. That's kind of weird. Unless I hook the spoon banana up to the spoon banana up there. Wait a tick. Oh, shooky dooky now. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can figure out the doodly doos with the diddly dees. Okay. Bam. With the bam. With the boom. With the bam. But bam. Okay. So now we take that and we hook this with the hooky dilly. Hey now. Okay. June says, I got one of those, but don't use it. Awesome. All right. Camera. Right up there. Bird's eye view. Anyway. Truthful honesty. I'm a little overwhelmed trying to figure out how to get this dadgum camera to do the camera dilly do with the dilly do. So I'm surely going to use it for long form videos, but I was hoping I'd figure if somebody had figured out how to make this damn thing work on a live stream, it would have been awesome. However, setting it up as a camera for alternate angles, I like that. Let's see. Bam. Bam. And put the gancho back in the bottom. That's a big old honking tripod too. How big does that thing go out? Dang. Dang a tang! No, it's not that big, I guess. Anyway, I'm hoping, against all hope, that maybe as I'm in here piddle farting around, maybe I'll run into somebody that's like, oh, I had that camera. I know how to make it work. Hold on, I got you. Because when you buy things from crackheads, well, you don't get any damn instructions. You get what you got, shut your face and take it. And a friend of mine used 7 iPhones to record a project stationary focusing. Oh, good God. 7 iPhones? Who the hell can afford 7 iPhones? Hell, I can't afford 1 iPhone. With that all the way down, does the hook come to the bottom of the legs with them retracted? Shit, let's find out. I mean, this whole stream is about me figuring out what the hell is going on with my Technologia. Technologia. Wow, an American woodworker without a nail gun. Well, yeah, I got a nail gun. I just don't use the damn thing. I ain't using it to work on Technologia. Not right now. Would it make you feel better if you? Would it make you feel better if you saw a nail gun? I mean, because I've got one around here somewhere. Hell, I got a nail remover gun too. I mean, if you want to do that, whatever's clever. Boop. No, Robert. It in fact does not. I think that's so you can hang like a weight on it, so it won't like tip over and freak out on you. How's it hanging? Short, shriveled, and to the left. How are you, Ivan? See, that's why I don't really fart with like 10,000 camera angles either. With a lot, seriously. It trips me out that there's like 70 different pieces of footage, and you got to figure out which one you want to use, and then clip, clap, clip. With that, just let me shoot my stinking video. Well, that you give me 7,000 attachments, and not a damn one of them fits this thing. The hell good is that? Peace. Anyway, moving right along. I saw enough American carpenters just walking around with their nail guns shooting nails randomly at wood. These damn Americans. Amen, these damn Americans. God. With all of their freedom and cheeseburgers and bald eagles and shit. Sad day. So I'm going to leave it at the moment. Hi, lady. Wait, did I miss? Is Lady G here? Lady G, are you here? There she is. Okay. We cool. Do any of you guys have any experience with this particular? Look, I'll take it out as waterproof shit and things so you guys can see what the hell I'm looking at. That'd probably help a lot, huh? There we go. It's called the Akaso Brave 4 Pro. Ooh, look at this fanciness. Ding. And now you see my smiling face on the itty bitty camera screen. And then apparently you do the thingy thing. Hold on. And you can flip it around. And it's got another screen on the front of the thingy thing. I don't know how the hell to run this thing, most of it. So what I want to know is, any of you guys got any experience with this camera? Because the thing that's got me really interested in using it is if you look really close at the bottom, if I get this focus, you you see why I got problems? That says 30 FPS in 4K. Well, if this damn thing will shoot 4K, that phone y'all are talking to me on, it don't shoot in 4K. None of my other cameras shoot in 4K. So if I could do that, shit, yeah, let's go. I ain't even mad about it. So you guys want to help figure me out? I don't know. Maybe we'll engage about 300 different chat GPTs and have them all looking at it at the same time. Meanwhile, OpenAI is over there like, what the hell? Why am I looking at this one camera? Chat GPT's reporting back to the overlords like, sir, I believe they're doing something with the Akaso Pro Brave 4. I mean, yeah. Runic, it says it is the Brave 4 Pro. And believe you me, I don't know if I should say this on a live. You know what? I'm just going to say it. I already was looking to try to jailbreak the thing because I wanted this to be the webcam, which I can enable it as part of my hardware profile on the PC and then use that to stream to the live if this was enabled as the webcam. However, apparently this uses an encrypted packet transmission technology that I would have to reverse engineer the app, redo the RTSP for the protocol, which is proprietary. Don't anybody ever do what I'm telling you that I was considering doing. Don't. It's illegal. You will get offed and be done. Don't do that. Mark, I'll catch you up. My intent was to jailbreak this thing so that I could basically turn it into a webcam. And if it's a webcam that's broadcasting wirelessly, which this thing can do, well, you guys are on the other device. There's a mobile app, right? And you can turn this on, connect it via Wi-Fi because it's its own Wi-Fi hotspot. And it broadcasts to a mobile device that actually lets you see so that your screen, like, you know, you're wearing this thingy and you can't see what the hell's going on the screen, but you can see it on your phone. So it's broadcasting the video somewhere. And if it's broadcasting the video somewhere, you can capture that. Well, let me restate that. It is possible to recapture it. It's not legal. It's not ethical. Or whatever you want to say. You want to take the bite? You like that? Later, Hoss. My fake GoPro said I could turn from 1080 to 2K, but I had to connect it to the PC and do about 80 steps. Couldn't be arsed with it. And a camcorder before that uploaded to the computer, lose all the footage to a virus. Yep. And listen, hashtag first world problems. I know some people are out there shooting video, ain't got nothing but the damn phone. Okay. I've got like this other job that I could be shooting videos with. All right. It's not the greatest. You know, I could be shooting video with that boy, which is fine. But that's not the point. The point is that this, my phone, and everything I got that shoots video is in 1080. So if I can get that sucker to go 4K, it's just going to be all the better videos for y'all. And I won't be mad about that a bit. Plus the whole diddly do where you can like look at what I'm doing and, you know, see first person perspective and all of that's cool stuff. Not compatible. Yeah, I know, Mark. That's, I think that crackhead got $20 out of me for nothing. So you got to mess with it. Yep, that's exactly what it is. I might have to mess with it. No. So the app does not have to be on. Example, hit this in the waterproof case. It's on right now. And I could click here and be recording. So it has a standalone SD card inside. So for shooting video, that's cool. I just wondered if anybody knew how to make the sucker live stream. Because I see people live streaming from their little action cameras all the freaking time. And I guess I'm kind of annoyed, and I find it a bit obnoxious that this is not one of those. I guess not. Well, needless to say, I tried. I'm working on it. And I told you guys that I would be as transparent as I could be with everything I'm doing. So don't think for a second I'm not trying like hell. How could you turn down $20 for one of these things? I mean, at least it's going to let me shoot long form videos that are cool. So I want to cast the screen. Wait. Okay, so hold on. Lady G might be on something. A Prism app on my phone to cast it through Bluetooth, which would send it to the computer, and then I could use video capture on the computer, stream the video capture. Maybe. Apparently it has a bobble that you're supposed to be able to like use it underwater and crap. According to Acaso, take the SD card out and plug it in via USB and it shows up as a webcam. Let me go get a laptop. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Haha. Okay. So we kind of did this. To do that, I will have him take care of that as soon as he gets back from the store.
I was fixing to say the same thing. I'll ask everyone to do it when he gets back.
My boy decided he didn't want to throw the trash. Hey, y'all don't know. If y'all ain't tuned into Runic, y'all are missing out. Runic is a smart dude. He's like wicked smart, like Jeopardy smart. And I know some of you sitting there thinking I'm going around my butt to get to my elbow to do all this. I don't know. Maybe this is one of those moments where you get to see the real side of shooting YouTube videos or whatever the hell. Okay, so biggity bam, biggity bam. That is filthy. Get a rag, wipe that off. Why is there a garage door opener in my shop towels? I digress. Okay, so I'm gonna need this cable. Oh, it's very organized. Absolutely. 150%. I know where everything's at. Okay. Bam. Put a pin. Don't be looking at my pin. Okay. Pop this thing out the thing. Get on out of town. Okay. And you said pull the card out. So let's pull the card out. I didn't even look at what card is in here. Crackhead sold it to me with a, hold on, a 128 gigabyte card. So I can record some videos. That's cool. Okay. Plugged in. Do. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. I'm testing right now. I got it on the screen right here, testing my settings. Boom. Change that camera to another camera. Oh, shooky doo. Hey, watch out now. All right. So that's doing the thing. That's doing the thing to the thing. Cool. There y'all go. I see y'all. Okay. Yeah. So that's camera resolution. Okay. Small woodlock crackhead probably got some X-rated stuff on there. I didn't even look. Probably be my luck. There probably is. Okay. So if that's the case, then this thing can go in this thing. Maybe, I think. Okay. What the hell happened there? Camera died. Well, what the F? Okay. Oh, I know what I did. I put it in upside down like a dingus and hit the power button. Okay. Why so? Seriously, bro? I don't know if y'all can hear this. Ding dong, do ding, do dong, do ding. Okay. Bam. Maybe. There's a short in the cord. Mm-hmm. Well, crapskis. Okay, hold up. Now, this thing's got a thing on the thing to connect to another thing, the thing, I think. Maybe. Yep, I got a GoPro clone from a crackhead. $20. Now it's flipping out. No SD card. Calm down. Calm down. I got you, Daddy. Calm down. My fingers are too fat to push it in there. What she said. Cool. Doodly doo. We're gonna figure this sucker out. The point is, I want you guys, I guess, to understand that yeah, I'm gonna be shooting stuff in 4K as soon as I get this sucker figured out. I'll at least be able to do long form videos with it. Stick it in its security case so I can't spit on it. This might turn out to be pretty cool for video. Hey now, hey now. And if I didn't look weird enough shooting videos, now I'm gonna have a camera on my freaking forehead. It would be so much better to do lives with. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if I could do this, then y'all could see what I'm up to, like band to band to band, and I could walk you through the whole shebang of shit. You know what I mean? And y'all could watch where I'm watching, look where I'm looking, do all of that. I think that'd be cool. Y'all catch that for the thumbnail. Anyway. I wondered if any of you had experience with this particular kind of camera or not. If not, it's cool. I've been beating the hell out of ChatGPT and beating the hell out of Google, trying to figure out how to make it work. Chest mount might be good too. Oh, shit, wait a minute. I think that's what this BDSM harness is. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. And then that does the thingy thing with the thingy thing, right? And then my fat ass got to figure out a way to turn this around like this. Right. Right. Okay. Cool. And I can hook that sucker right there on the suspender. Y'all can listen to what the hell I'm talking about. That's a little weird, but I'll get used to it, I guess. All right. So now, to get this clippy thing to clip to the thing of the thing with the scoombanana, I gotta reverse clip, and the metal mount can twat you in the chin. Oof, that's not. Okay. So that, with the that. Okay. And presumably, amongst the 77,000 freaking bolts in here, that's what I'm talking about. There's people doing all kinds of cool shit like that. And I want to be one of the cool people doing cool shit like that. Why can't I be cool? Why can't I be cool? Bam. Now, are they actually recording it and then putting it up later, or are they live streaming it? I think this is I think the Mandalorian is right. This is the way. See, Fern, you're thinking like me, bro. This actually working through a project where you're like watching me do the thing to the thing, you know? And you get to follow the whole shebang and watch what I'm doing with every tool and every move and all of that. Yeah? That's the idea with this stinking thing. If I could figure out how to make the thing to the schoon banana. I love that. I love that. I'm gonna figure this something out. I promise you. So that's my update, I guess. While I'm over here farting around with all of this Technologia. At least you got an idea of what the hell the plan is. Now, am I able to execute it yet? No, but that's okay because this channel is all about being able to figure this kind of shit out. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure this shit out. And when I do, it's going to be off the hinges. It's going to be amazing. If you guys know of any YouTube live stream people, maybe Twitch streamers, crap like that, that actually do that with this kind of camera, and we end up running across them, yes. I think that that's the smart thing is we, instead of trying to reinvent what we're up to, we find the smart sumbitch that already did it and steal what he knows. That makes a lot more sense to me. And now I have 70,000 pounds of crap that's supposed to go in this little rinky-dink ass case that doesn't make any sense. How the hell they had stuffed 20 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag like that? But the meth head put it together, so I'm pretty sure it took about 17 hours to get it in there perfect. It's probably what he did. Shove it all in here. And I am ashamed to say, I am now the owner of a selfie stick. That's just humiliating. Everybody say cheese. Whatever. The second part of the battle for Technologia. Oh God. No, this is not okay. Okay? This little chingadingy is not gonna cut it. God, I got crap falling out everywhere. Hell no. All of this is going in my machinist toolbox. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. So for now, I'm gonna swing over here. I'm gonna set it right here. No, I'm gonna put it away. ADHD. I'm not gonna look around and wait. I'm going to actually put it in the drawer. I'm going to finish what I started. Say it with me, people. I'm going to finish what I started. Yes. all of you and all the things. Welcome to your new home. Now waddle your ass in there and find a place to sit down. Okay, yes. Cool. That worked. Did everything fit in the drawer where I can close the drawer? Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3. 3. All right. It's there. Got that there. Case is empty. Case is useful for shit. Bye. All right. Hi. I'm Mike and I make stuff. Right now, I made the decision to throw that stupid case out the door because hell with that. And that was today's episode of Technologia. You know what I bet you guys would love to do though? I know what y'all been waiting on. More of the freaking log. So let's get after the log some more. How about that? I'm going to turn it this way. Thank you, Lady G. Have a good night. Hugs and kisses, mama. I hope you have a good one. In a purely platonic way. In the most HR appropriate way I could say that. All right. We're back at it. Chisel. Booger mallet. Gladys. And my mitts. Let's go. Yep, I'm going to make a spoon out of it. It is going to be the Guinness record for the biggest honking useless spoon you've ever seen. Am I tearing at it with power tools? Absolutely not. Well, not right at the moment. Before anybody asks, do I have a chainsaw? No. Before anybody asks, don't you think you need a chainsaw? No. I don't need a damn chainsaw. What I need is more tenacity, more patience. If it was a tablespoon, I could use that. Plywood gets it. God. Plywood, you complete me. That is true. And if it was a band spoon, I could have used the band saw. But it's a hand spoon, so I had to use hand tools. At least somebody gets the rules. I didn't make them. I just live by them. Thank you, Urban. I'd like to think so. To recap what I'm up to. Forgive me, those of you with tryptophobia or whatever, because I blew a bunch of holes in here. My idea is a diorama. I can already hear plywood typing. Stop. Diorama. Not diarrhea. Watch for the bloody blisters. Look, I'm trying to avoid them, okay? I already popped one out pretty bad. But I don't care. So the idea is as thus. I got this darkened area right here. I'm going to put a little cabin, right? And then there'll be a little field. There'll be a fence. The fence is cool. And then over here, I'm going to carve that down lower. So it's like a little grotto. And you got like a hill that goes down there. You know? I think it is ambitious. But I think I can do it. I'll leave it up to you guys. Hell, you're the subscribers. I'll spend 12 hours beating the hell out of a beer can if that's what you want me to do. Do you want me to go with slow and steady wins the race like I'm doing now? Can we talk about shortcuts? Quick ways to get around it? What would you guys rather see me do? This is choose your own adventure, ladies and gentlemen. You decide the story. Maybe you just like sitting around watching me chisel and listening to me rattle my jaws. Although, if you ask my wife, I don't think there's a damn person on the planet that likes listening to me rattle my jaws. So I don't think it's that. My wife has already said, listen, if it's a job where you got to talk, you're about to be a damn millionaire. Mr. West, sir. Glad to see you. I want you to know I ain't forgot you. I ain't finna dox him. And I ain't thinking to dox myself either. I have a gift from Mr. West. As you can see, it is all stamped, envelope, postage, address, all of that stuff. All I got to do is take that sucker to the post office. And it will be on its way to you. Just happy to be part of a great community. Thank you for that. Recovery Life, thank you. That's probably one of the most pure, decent things anybody said about my channel in a long time. Because I do be moving around in a bit of debauchery once in a while just because it's funny. But I'd like to think everybody can tell that under it all, my intentions are pure. I want to be able to show people how to do stuff. I want to be able to prove to people that if you want a nature diorama, carved out of a gigantic sweet gum log, and you don't have a chainsaw, no big deal. Nothing will stop you but you. Tenacity will get you everywhere. Some people may not agree with that. The improvised lathe, yes, it is still there. I still got to do the tailstock. But you know what happened? ADD kicked in and now I'm carving a log. Because what the hell? Truthfully, it's because, see, the lathe I've pretty much got figured out, except for a couple of crucial components. Of course, they would be some of the most fundamentally important components of the entire damn build. And that would be chucks and work holding, or at least figuring out how to make myself a drive center. You guys want to see the lathe real quick? I'm gonna have to move the log. See if I can get this sucker up here. Okay, first things first. Let's get the electrics up there. Phase one, a switchable power circuit and an MC60 speed controller. Done. Phase two, a 2.5 horsepower permanent magnet DC motor that is reversible. To use as the drive. And how it goes is round about like this here. Okay, there's my switchable power. Okay, and I have wires going to my commutator brushes there, which would namely be that one. This gets a little more skeevy because I'm colorblind, but I ain't worried about it. All right. So this one, I presume, goes right there. This one connects there. Okay. And then, if everything is hooked correctly, which it's probably not, who knows? I guess we'll find out in a hot minute, won't we? Okay. Then I should be able to plug in. I have a slide potentiometer here that I'd like to replace with something a little different because I hate this. But let's give it a try. Hopefully I don't blow up. Wait, contact. Okay. I have a standby light on my MC60 speed controller. Let's cock this sucker over so you guys can see what's up. All right. Come on, lathe boy. Contact. Y'all sit tight. I'm going to bring you around. And there we go. So we got this slide pot, and that gives me variable speed. See, if I do like so, oh, she's humming and moving. And then I'm going to take a second and slow that sucker down for a minute. I made myself a makeshift tool rest here of sorts. I don't have any turning tools, so I got a cheapo chisel from the Hazard Front. They show you it's got enough power and all the stuff I need. It's another thing I don't like. This isn't the most stable mount for the motor. So I'm basically just doing really light scraping passes so as not to knock the proof of concept off of its respective mounting. With proper tooling. And I get everything set up right. Okay, shut up. Kill the power. It is variable speed. Watch this, Kev. How cool is this? Super slow. Chippy, 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 chippy. All the way up to let her rip. Just a second, folks. I ain't going to dox my kiddo. He wants to walk by real quick and he doesn't want to be on camera. I'm sure you can respect. Give him just a minute. Go ahead, son. It's a delay. There you go. You're cool. Of course. Hang in there, guys. I'll turn the video feed back on in a minute. So I would have mounted the motor down below the table and use a belt. I thought about that, but I thought that that also added some additional components and potential failure points. The direct drive gives me, what's up? It is delayed. So I'm going to cut the video back on now. Thank you, son. Appreciate you. The direct drive helps because it enables me to take advantage of the motor's flywheel. Why is the flywheel so important to me? From an engineering perspective, I'm considering the flywheel important because as I remove these components, which I'll be happy to do, give me just a second, grab my screw gun. Which I left in the house because Mrs. Macon asked me to hang a shelf. All of the wood that you see attached there is me brainstorming prototype options. Yes, of course, the flywheel does give me some momentum, of course. But I potentially also thought that the flywheel in and of itself could just as easily be a faceplate. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So I take this reverse thread and I unscrew it here. That gives me the opportunity, perhaps. Sorry, I got my arm in the way. But the idea is when I thread this flywheel on in reverse, that part right there looks an awful lot like it could be turned down to become a faceplate. All I think I potentially have to do is just find me, well, probably go down to the hazard fraught once again. Probably make half of you get ready to lose your freaking minds by suggesting to go get, I believe they sell a set of carbide tools for their mini lathe. And I can't think for one moment why a carbide tip couldn't go through that cast iron, right? Turn that down into a faceplate, or even drill a mounting pattern and attach a piece of mild steel here that could double as a flush mount faceplate. I have all kinds of ideas like that. If you guys want to help me brainstorm it, I'm all ears. Turning it down would most definitely give me a smooth face surface if I'm successful. However, that would reduce the weight that I have on the flywheel, making that less effective. So maybe the bolt-on option is the smart way to go. I don't know. You guys got any ideas? What do you think? Any shade tree engineers? I think for the most part, I've got the most important parts figured out. So you would turn that down or you would bolt on another additional plate. I don't understand which way you're going, Evan. Lions, this is my lathe that I'm making, my friend. I told Lions I would show this to him, and I'm glad that he just popped in. So let's get it. I dismantled a treadmill. And in doing so, I gathered some components. Right here, the treadmill goes at variable speed, right? You can either run slow or run fast on the treadmill, so I knew that there had to be variable speed integrated into the treadmill somewhere in the motor. Well, it wasn't in the motor. It was in that PCB that you see in front of you with the aluminum heat shrink or heat sink. For those of you interested, that is a PCB board called an MC60 speed controller. They're very common, run-of-the-mill, off-the-shelf speed controller PCB boards. That not only are a variac for the amount of voltage going to the motor, but they're also a full bridge rectifier that converts incoming AC voltage into direct DC power. Moving on, the treadmill. Originally, this was housed in the control board where you chose faster, slower, incline, up, down, and speed. And this was vertically oriented, and it was a slider that you would slide up and down for how fast you were running, right? So this is a component called a potentiometer. Now, what the potentiometer does is it in turn also, by the number of contacts it's touching or the tracing of which contacts it's touching, it tells the speed controller how much voltage to apply to the motor to either go slower or faster. Everybody still with me? If this is useless information and you already know, then just tell me to shut up. Next, we move on to the literal powerhouse of the treadmill. That is, in this case, a 2.5 horsepower permanent magnet DC brushed motor. Inside the treadmill, that motor is connected to a belt drive that's connected to the front roller on the treadmill that you run on and propels it forward. If you're wondering if 2.5 horsepower is big enough or powerful enough, absolutely not, small woodlight, and I'll tell you why. And the reason why I'm going through all of this, first off, another disclaimer: do not do what I'm telling you to do. Do not do what I've done. Do not follow along with me. Do not do what I'm doing. If you do, you're probably going to electrocute yourself. You're probably going to fall over unalive. And your wife is probably going to send me a letter saying either that she's really mad at me or you deserved it. However, mostly in the US, one thing is almost consistently forever true. New Year's Day will come around every January 1st. And every January 1st, a predominance of people in America will make the resolution that, by God, this is the year I get in shape. I'm tired of looking like a tubby pile of crap, and I'm going to get on a treadmill. So they go get on a treadmill for a couple weeks. And then they give up. This is hard. It's freaking hot. Right? And then the treadmill sits for a variable amount of time inside our resolution holding person's house. And it sits in the corner and they hang laundry on it and they do whatever the hell they can until finally, usually right around the time that the husband has gotten over the idea that he spent all that daggone money on a treadmill that nobody rides on, says something to the following: honey, I'm sick of this. I can barely even move around in this damn bedroom. Why is this thing even here? Oh, I'm going to get in shape. It's going to be awesome. And you didn't do it. You're stuck in the corner. It's got clothes all over it now. Fine, but what do you expect me to do? I don't want you to worry about it. Just sit there and ain't hurting nobody. Get it out of here. Get away with it. I don't care. I'm tired of looking at it. Bye. So what's the wife do? She's on Facebook Marketplace. One treadmill, lightly used, free, must pick up. Well, it usually don't start like that. It starts with $400, and then nobody says anything because everybody else got a treadmill and they are trying to figure out a way to get rid of theirs too. Then it goes to $3, then it goes to $150, then it goes to $75, and then it goes free, must pick up. And that's when I pick up Marketplace and I say, is this still available? And then I dissect the lathe to gather the previously mentioned components. Does it work? Well, I guess let's find out. The only component you need out of the treadmill in order to make it go, if you want variable speed, you need the MC60 speed controller and the potentiometer so you can adjust the speed of the motor. You need the motor itself and a power switch of some kind. So, bring y'all in here. I'm going to hold this shaft because this is reverse thread. I'm going to unscrew this. You will need this flywheel. This flywheel is stupid heavy, made of cast iron, but it is there for a very particular reason, and that reason is to continue the momentum and centrifugal force that the motor exerted on the shaft. All that being said, I'll screw that sucker back on. This piece of plywood, I bet you can tell, was not part of the treadmill. That piece was added on there. However, let me show you. It is superimposed over the original cast iron belt pulley shaft, or the belt pulley. This originally had a V-belt, but I since put this piece of plywood on because it gave me something to screw wood screws into to continue to prototype. So, as I continue to venture along, I know that I have a motor hooked up to a speed controller that can control variable speed. And if I've done my job, well, this sucker should turn right on. So, let's try it. Take the power on. Here is our potentiometer. Let's kick it up a little bit, see if we can get it going slow. It is humming along. Now, the cool part about this is that it doesn't matter where this motor was oriented inside the treadmill, whether it was on the left side or the right side, because the beautiful thing about permanent magnet DC motors is, unlike an AC motor or a universal motor, I'll show you a cool trick here in just a second. These guys got a little trick up their sleeve that other electric motors cannot do. And that is, well, let me lock down my makeshift tool rest over here out of the way. Okay. So, remember, everything is wired up into our speed controller here. Trying to get it where you can see everything. Everything is wired into our speed controller like so, right? Watch this cool stuff. You kill the power. Stop this. Unplug it. Safety third. Okay? If I started this and this was turning this way, I can't use that for a lathe because it needs to turn down, right? So I'll rig this up for the coolness so you guys can see what's up. All right, so the cool part is this. Let's say you get everything wired up, you got it kicked on, everybody's happy. Plug it back in. You hit your potentiometer, and it's turning the wrong direction. I bet you can see where I'm about to go with this. You can quite literally do nothing because it's a DC motor. You can take your positive and negative. You can flip places with them. Just like that. And now it turns the other way. DC motors exclusively have the ability to do that because you're changing where the positive and negative are going into the motor. So, having reverse is handy. You could wire in a switch that would go forward and reverse. I don't know if I would ever use it, so I've just kind of left it in its original configuration so that it'll work. Now, why did I add this piece of plywood? So that I could, first off, pay an homage to the man it's named after, my good friend Plywood. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? You still out there? I hope you're in the chat. It gives me the ability to prototype by adding myself a wooden faceplate here. And with the wooden faceplate, in conjunction with my wooden tool rest, I can finally use a bladed instrument. Yes, I do not have a lathe tool, but I can make a lathe tool later. It's not like it's hard. You guys already see me make all kinds of stuff. I made a carving knife. I can make a lathe tool. So, contact. There we go. We're turning. Probably running a bit too slow for this little bit of wood. But again, for those of you who ever aspire to build your own machines, What this is called is a proof of concept. All we're doing is checking with the barest minimal effort. Will our idea work? Will our hypothesis be a reality? And this, as you can see, seems to be a successful proof of concept. You guys still with me? Our potentiometer manages the speed as we anticipated. So we can leave it like this. Or, in the words of Doc Brown, when this sucker hits 88 miles an hour, you're about to see some serious shit. Woo, here we go. Yes, I know the tool rest is too low. Absolutely not, Mr. Lyons. I will not use a curved chisel on this sucker, and I'll tell you why. Because using a curved chisel at this particular juncture is not going to be wise given the instability of the proof of concept. Once I got everything built a little more durable and everything is performing, example, can you see why we might have a wee bit of a problem? All of this is literally stabbed together. If you can't tell, that's a block out of a butcher block. That's a freaking fence picket and a couple of 2x4s. Literally, that's all we've done. Is put this together for a mock-up proof of concept. I did put together a couple of boards so that I've got some ways, which is cool. But now, two problems remain. Let's talk about them two problems. Because if you ain't figured out by now that Mike be making stuff, maybe this will teach you. That yes, indeed, my name is Mike, and yes, indeed, I do be making stuff. The next problems that I need to solve is work holding that will let me drive, for example, a table leg for a spindle, or to let me attach a bowl so that I could turn a bowl. I can't do any of those things because at this point, other than those two wood screws that I put in the plywood, I don't have any other method of work attachment. So I can turn this little sphere, this little disc all day long, but that's not getting me anything constructive. I'm not doing anything yet. I have some ideas though. And for those of you that have a lathe, maybe you'll let me know, yay or nay, if I'm onto something here. I will never use a flipping countersink this big in my life. I'll show you the countersink I normally use so that you've got some perspective. This is my go-to countersink. This is the honker that came in with the set. I don't need this big bastard. So, back to the lathe. Make man. If I can somehow do this, can y'all see that? If I can somehow do that, right? Then hypothetically, because if you look, the cutting edges are going the right direction. I jam a piece of wood on here and I have a drive center, a 19 millimeter drive center. So I've been thinking about maybe I could put a hole in this guy so that I could attach, or so I could put a center in there. The 3-jaw chuck is a design element. Truthfully, the 3-jaw and the 4-jaw will probably be the end of the road. Okay? Because there's such complex machining geometry involved in making a 3-jaw and a 4-jaw actually work, that even I'm not trying to say that I'm afraid to make the 3-jaw and the 4-jaw. Don't take it as that. There's such complex geometry at work there. I think I'm going to need the lathe in order to make the components that I'll need to make the 3-jaw and the 4-jaw. I hope that makes sense. Without the lathe, I'm going to have all kinds of hell in a handbasket getting it right. I could glue things directly to here. That's wonderful. The other thing I got to devise is a tailstock, which shouldn't be hard to do, but I didn't begin the tailstock because I realized, I mean, there we go. I've already got the beginnings of what could be the tailstock. Reinforcement, set everything up here, get myself a bearing with a pillow block, with a live center. That's all good to go. But this is wasted effort until I solve the work holding problem on the headstock. I hope that gets you up to speed of where I kind of been dragging my heels. And we double back to something that makes a lot more sense for the title of the live. Technologia. As a matter of fact, just for funsies, I don't have a tailstock. But hell with it. Let's just go at it, right? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And it's been raining like hell, so we got flies everywhere. All of the neighborhood dogs and the poo in the yard has left plenty of maggot territory. Okay. So technically, in order to beta test the proof of concept, all I got to do is blow maybe a 3/16 hole right there and jam that sucker in. So let's do that real quick. Hell with it. Technologia. Technologia. That 3/16? Nope, that is 17/64. That's a quarter. We want a wee bit smaller than that because that hex is a 1/4-inch drive. That we weren't doing vertical lock. Ricker, I'm going to say it the way my daddy used to say it. Don't worry about the jackass being blind. Just drive the damn cart, will you? Now, contact. I have the ability to keep this very, very concentric if I'm smart and I use the motor to do the drilling rather than the drill. You catching what I'm throwing at you? Uh-huh. Let's get in center. Again, only using the drill as a handle. Okay. We have a 3/16 drive in there. Booger mallet to the rescue. I have no idea how concentric that sucker's going to run, but I guess we'll find out in just a hot second. Oh, hell no. All right. Technologia, Technologia. That is a very positive sign, because as I push Booger Mallet up against that, the jaws of that countersink really want to yank it and pull it, which means it's going to be appropriate work holding. It may be a little bit wobbly, but again, proof of concept. Now let's work on tailstock. If you are ever doing anything, making anything out of anything, if you see something with bearings in it, do not throw the bearings out. These suckers are your best friend. You will be using bearings everywhere. Here, I found 3 or 4 of these guys. These guys are common and prevalent because those are called 608 bearings. Now, I know you don't give a damn about why that's 608, but their other more commonly known name is probably what's going to make it ding in your head like a light bulb. Skate bearings. Roller skates, roller blades, skateboards, all of them use these same 608 bearings. I believe all of them also run a 5/16 or 3/8 inch shaft. I can't remember which one. I'm having fun doing this now. All right. You guys still with me, camera guy? Let's set all this to the side. Temporarily say goodbye to Technologia. Yeah, it's probably going to booger everything up on the end of the workpiece, but I think if I compensate for that by leaving an extra inch or so that I can chop off after the fact, I should still be able to turn some pretty decent spindles. Let me move this guy. Try not to hit y'all with it. Birds. I left the live stream showing a vein. Ooh, you in trouble, Mike. Okay. So where we at? back to the drawing board of figuring out a tailstock. And so far, the 4 things that we have that we know will probably be incorporated into what we're doing are 4 608 bearings. Test them all. Rolly, rolly. Rolly, rolly. All right. Everybody's happy. But we ain't got no shaft. So we got to get a shaft from somewhere. Two seconds. I got a plan. Behold the next contestant on You About to Die. Behold the HP Color LaserJet Pro MFP M281 CDW all-in-one office work center. As you can see, this model comes well appointed with an integrated printer, a copy machine, a flatbed scanner, the latest in high-tech touch controls. Let's see if the sucker even works. Technologia. Ivan's already tripping. He said, oh shit, this is going to be bad. We don't know. We don't know. Okay. Damn, y'all saw my bald head and everything. It looks like it's firing up. Let's see what happens. Small woodlots on the right track. I don't really think I might need the 608s, but if I happen to find a shaft inside of our noble worthy sacrifice, I'll definitely incorporate the bearings. If not, we'll use a wooden pillow block with an oiler. Not a big deal. Load paper. HP recommends color lock papers for best printing results. Well, let's see if we got paper. No eye paper. So let's throw some damn paper in it. Let's see what happens. Technologia. Paper engaged. Okay, we got some paper in there. Baggity bam. Press OK. Okay. Okay. Let's man. Let's take us a little piece of slip or whatever. Boop. 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 Copy. 1. Well, it says it's copying. Well, it said it copied something. That doesn't look very dark. Let's try that shit again. If it doesn't print good this time, yep, it's dead. So now, as Mike makes stuff, I'm walking you through the process so that you can do the same things I do if you ever choose to do so. I know what I want my next step to possibly be, but in order to see if it's the wisest decision, somebody jump on Google and look up an HP M281 CDW and see how much these suckers cost. Yep, we're getting there, Ricker. We may have to steal a couple more things, but yeah, you pretty much got it. You got to steal a treadmill, skates, printer, the HP. What the fuck did it say? 280 M281 CDW. I can't imagine it's going to be very much. In between 269 and 99. That's a big ass swing now. Maybe somebody asked Chat GPT what they normally go for. Oh, it's got standby. Turned off the little screen. That's cool. So our question is, and I'll leave it to the chat. Do we try to save this printer by maybe putting some new ink in it or something? Or do we bash the sucker and get the parts out we need for the lathe? Because if I remember right, and I do, the office that was getting rid of it sent some ink cartridges with it. That one says cyan. That one says, hell, I don't know, it doesn't even say magenta. That one says Amarillo. So we got cyan, magenta, Amarillo. I have to presume this one is probably black. Tinta negra. Yes, this is black. Look to see if I have threaded rod. Oh, well. I got a bit. I have quite a bit of all thread, if that's what we're after. A refurbished one is $445. Well, check. Is my channel, my audience, and their joy worth $445? Get this video up to 100 likes and I'll tear the damn thing apart. I don't even care. Okay, so I guess we need to figure out how the hell to put ink in this thing. Boy, my ADD is just taking off, isn't it? All right. How the hell you put ink in this sumbitch? Probably like that. Probably like that. If these are good. Oh, hell. There's 2 of them in each one. All right. Let's figure this shit out. Okay. That one's black. Boop. So let's replace the tinta negra. Boop. Let's put in the tinta negra. Put that in the box. Set it over there. Okay. Round 2. C. C stands for cyan. Okay. I'm colorblind, so I got to do it that way. That says cyan on it. Okay. Biggity bam. Pop that sucker out. Set it there. Grab this brand new sucker. Set it there. 2 for 2. Small wood lot says yes. Grind a point and mount it to a block of wood that has been centered on the live end spur drive. That sounds like it might work. But now, hell, I'm ADHD pot committed. I want to see if this damn printer is going to work. If that's the case, watch this. We'll sell the damn printer and go buy a lathe. Screw it. Which one is this one? Magenta. Next one says M, so that must be magenta. Bam. Bam. Blam. Blam. Back in the cajita. And we only got one more to go. I bet y'all didn't think we was going to be working on a printer today. Mr. Shoemate, good to see you, friend. All right, pop this sucker out. Biggity bam. Well, there ain't no doubt that sucker's got tint in it. It's all covered with dust. We are fighting with Technologia. Bam. 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 Well, shit, that didn't bam the way I said it was going to bam. Okay. Initializing. We'll find out if this sucker's going to work. Make it happen, you scum banana. Y'all sit right there. Let me grab a decent piece of something to print. See how it works. Boy, it's initializing the hell out of things, isn't it? It says it is calibrating. I figured we'll print some good light reading that I like to enjoy. John Coley's 6th edition Practical Applied Physics. Specifically section 10-10, the applications of Bernoulli's principle. See how it works. This is a good part of the book. This is where they talk about Torricelli's theorem. It's good stuff. Them laws don't apply to you, huh? They seem not to apply to a lot of folks. Oh, sounds like the easy bake oven is done. All right, set that here. Lift up. Get rid of our shingity dingy. USB supplies set up. Can you do a test page? No, I don't need to run a fax test. Oh, it's a fax machine too. Demo page. Let's go, baby. No problem, Ivan. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with a brother. That's a little better than it was. We're starting to get a little something. All right. Let's see how much it likes Bernoulli. Signore Bernoulli. It is a little dim though, but that may be calibration. You said save the HP for later, huh? What's everybody else's verdict? Save it or scrap it? As you can see, the result is called Torricelli's theorem. It is seen to be a product of Bernoulli's equation that was discovered a century earlier by Torricelli. And here is, in fact, Torricelli's equation. Not so bad. All right. So in all seriousness, everybody says don't thrash it. I really wanted to thrash the damn thing, but all right. Sorry, ladies and gents, I was really going to do it. But everybody decided otherwise. Well, shit. So we got to go an alternate way. The HP lives another day. Until I decide to tear it up for something else. Or put the sucker on marketplace. Anytime you get something like that used, check the ink ports. Well, and I think I might have to tear into the damn thing in order to clean those. You imagine? Back to the old drawing board. 4608 bearing. And no shaft. Man, y'all are no fun. I was fully prepared to take a sledgehammer to that son of a bitch. Oh well. Que será, whatever will be, Marie. I'm probably going to get demonetized for singing that. But you can't judge me. It was what was on my heart. All thread. Pretty sure these are 1/4 20. Yep, 1/4 20, 2 feet long. And this one is 5/16 by 18. So I believe I got a couple of 1/4 20. I believe these nuts will fit on the 1/4 20 all thread just fine. I'm sure we'll need those for some purpose. We are building a lathe. Technologia. Damn. They're beating the hell out of things in the driveway. Let us confirm. We are happy campers. Pro tip, if you're going to be making random shit, standardize your hardware for things that you're going to be creating brand new. You will, of course, need parts of different sizes, specs, and diameters for different operations if you're repairing things. But if you're making things fresh and brand new, standardize what you're doing. And my recommendation to do so is 1/4 20. Because 1/4 20, if you haven't figured it out yet by working on your own tools, the vast majority of your tools and machines have a ton of fasteners that are 1/4 20 thread pitch. So that means anything that you build will be able to integrate into those existing pieces of machinery you have, as everything is 1/4 20 and interchangeable. For those of you who are content creators and have a channel such as myself, even all of the screwy bits that are on your tripods, on your camera mounts, they're all 1/4 20. Very, very useful size. Don't ever, if at all possible, don't ever deviate from 1/4 20. You'll be doing yourself an incredible favor. Yes, a thread pitch plate, which I have stuck over here on my shelf somewhere. I don't remember where the hell I said it, but something that lets you thread on and thread in nuts and bolts so you can determine quickly what size they are. But I don't hardly break it out because, again, most of the time what I'm doing is quarter 20. Let's see how quarter 20 fits inside our 608 bearings. That's not so bueno. Maybe our 5/16 by 18. Oh, baby. That sucker's in there. I knew I got 5/16 18 for a reason. Because I knew that another common component, these 608 bearings, would roll quite well on a 5/16 by 18. Yeah, I've seen those ones with the little tooth profile on it. You flip it out like it's a pocket knife. I don't ever trust those. And that's because if you know anything about, especially when you get to really tight tolerances, you get into like tool and die tolerances, it's really easy to use one of those visual gauges like that. And even though there's a couple of microns off, which indicates an entirely different size, it still looks like it seats great. So you run with that as the size. I've never had any good luck with them. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, it's my wood lot. Are you still here, sir? I guess I need to go find some 5/16 by 18 nuts. These nuts. That joke never gets old. So I believe you were the first one to contend that possibly I should go with a piece of all thread, or was that Ivan? All of those T-nuts are metric. So I need to find some decent nuts. That never gets old, does it? Okay. New development. Hey, new development. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. I hope you guys are enjoying this little insight into me developing and making things. We have a new development in that this carriage bolt is also 5/16 by 18, saving our all thread for later. Just a thought. Just a thought. That also gives us an already set rear facing here with a square on the carriage bolt. So that's a drive in so that it won't rotate. You guys still with? Oh shit, y'all can't even see what the hell I'm doing, can you? There we go. So we use the carriage bolt, then we still got this square fitting that we can drive into some wood that'll hold it so it doesn't rotate. And we got our washer 5/16, 18. Which means that could be a good tailstock pin. What y'all think? I think that's a hell of an idea. On to proof of concept. We have a drive center. Now we need to put together something that will serve us as a tailstock. Let's work it out. What do I got around here? Because we kind of want it beefy. We want it to be able to sit tight where it is when we get it there. We can probably use the 1/4-20. Excuse me. We can probably use the 1/4-20 as the hold down mechanism. All right. Or go find a 1/4-20 bolt of the sufficient length, but let's just work with the all thread that we got for now. Okay. So we run 2 nuts. We run them suckers on here. I'm trying to teach as I go along for anybody that is brand new to making things and doesn't understand how to solve problems. Sometimes you need a nut or a bolt that isn't this long. You need something quite a bit shorter, but it doesn't have a bolt head on it. So you can create a bolt head using 2 nuts, these nuts, and creating what's called a jam nut. You put them against each other like so. You hold one and you stand there like an unprepared dingus and you go grab something else that allows you to demonstrate because you weren't prepared to be showing this. Mike, moron. All right. And what the plan is that I'm turning the top one down while I'm turning the bottom one up. Now what that does is that jam the 2 of them together so that no matter what, they're tightened against one another. And that could be the functional head of my bolt if I need it to be. So that's why we're going to use 2 nuts here, these nuts, to give us the opportunity to use a jam nut and be able to create whatever bolt we need, whatever size we desire. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I could just start with the tailstock that I've already got on there since I've already got it all put together. Add an additional block up top to run this carriage bolt through. What are we making? Mr. Stanifer, we are, I think, making a tailstock for a lathe. I ain't 100% on that just yet, but we're fighting our way through it to see what happens. I guess you guys would really crap your pants if I told you I got a 3D printer over there I could dismantle and take the parts off of that. That's got Acme threads and a stepper motor and all kinds of cool goodies. But then somebody's going to be like, no, don't tear up the 3D printer, you sumbitch. Okay. Y'all was already losing your minds about the damn printer, the regular printer, the 2D printer. I don't even know what the hell you guys would do if I mentioned the 3D printer. Jeez, you guys might have a damn aneurysm. Can't have no fun. Jeez. Okay. Well, we don't need but 2 of these, but I got 3 because what the hell, I'll find the 2 that roll the best. Again, to reiterate, those are 608 bearings. better known as skate bearings. So for all of you prospective makers, engineers, rebuilders, tinkerers, and machine makers, if you go by the garage sale and somebody's got their old pair of rollerblades out there, snatch damn things up. One pair of rollerblades has 16 of these 608 bearings in them. There's one on either side of each wheel times 4 wheels times 2 rollerblades. You want to go off the deep end, the CNC router table can be sacrificed. That's a hell of a plan. Hold on. I got a CNC control over here. Let's tear that sucker up. Maybe it's got more suitable components. Small wood light's like, no, I was fucking kidding. I ain't kidding. I don't care. For you guys and the sake of teaching you something, I'll tear up whatever. I don't give a damn. We have this at our disposal if necessary. Behold, our next possible sacrificial lamb. The Creality Ender 3. We could just as easily tear this sucker up. We've got power ribbon cables here. We've got belt-driven XY gantries with stepper motor there, stepper motor here. And most notably for our lathe, we got a pair of Acme pitch lead screws right here on the back. So we got options. We got lots of them. But we'll start with the basics because Smallwood, Lot, and Ivan and the rest of them was like, keep it simple. Just put the thing in the board. Just grind a tip on a piece of all thread. Now, I wanted to destroy a printer. I was about to destroy a 3D printer with CNC control. That ain't no fun. It's cool, I guess. We'll tear those up on another live. How about that? Ote, says Buckwheat. Let's get the lathe back up here so we can potentially consider the tailstock. Robert G, as everybody likes to say. All right. Sit your ass over there. Okay, we ain't gonna be plugging nothing in for right now. All we need to do is see the diddly do. All right. I don't like that that rotates, but I can fix that later on after the fact when I build the new tailstock based on the proof of concept prototype. So the next thing we need to do is we need to increase the height of the tailstock. Hope it was good, Robert. Gratuitous piece of walnut ought to do it. I'm just going to piss everybody off at this, ain't I? You use a walnut to build a fucking tailstock? Maybe. Maybe. Mind your business. Is it your walnut? Shut up. Again, as minimal effort as possible to achieve proof of concept. This one's already got a hole in it. Let's see if that hole, I believe, happens to be the right size. Or it will be. In just a minute. Okay. He said, I made it. Hell yeah, it was good. That didn't work so hot. So much for that. All right. New plan. We go to the apartment, we pick up Elizabeth, we go south Phil, we pick up Mom, we go to the Winchester and wait for all of this to blow over. That's a good plan. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the right size. All right. So, screw it. Again, proof of concept. We ain't trying to be fancy. We ain't trying to be accurate. All we're doing is making it happen, Captain. Good God, son. Okay. Bada boom, bada bam, bam. Mm-hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Give me a hammer. Dame un martillo. Martillo. Pa! All right. And that sucker go right there like so. And then we do the thingity thing, the thingity thing. And that shit ain't even high enough. So we need another piece underneath it like that. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Look. We need a little bit more dingly do. We ain't got enough schoon banana. Shit. Enter scrap of hardwood flooring to the rescue. Schoon banana. That's what I'm talking about. All right. We require a writing tool, which is buried under all of this shit. Why y'all let me get my damn shop so messy? What the hell's the matter with y'all? Right there. Bam, bam. So we require a pencil. Necesitamos un lápiz. Can you say necesito un lápiz? Great. Flip it over because I didn't exactly center it out, did I? Well, let's see. No, we way the hell off. I think we was in better luck this way. Yeah, if that looks straight, it is straight. Okay. Choppy, choppy. And now, I set this right to line like so. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We need that little chunkus. And then you need that little chunkus. And all of it put together will become the scum banana. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go make some cuts. Safety first, you suckers. Use a guide board. Do not get your hands next to that stinking saw blade. Haha, Technologia. I love it. All right. I think that pretty much did the do with the doody do to the diddly do. Hold on a hot second. I know you're saying something important, Robert. But I'm in the zone, brother. Hold on. Hold on. If you set bearings into your block, you could just sharpen the bolt, and that'd be your live center. Just put a washer and two nuts on it to set the distance. Ooh. Do we want a live center? We might want a live center. But we can achieve a dead center by just sharpening the tip of the bolt and letting it be locked in. Yes, no, maybe so. Hold on. That's proof of concept before we get that far. The greatest and cheapest prototyping screws on the planet. The drywall screw. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, sir. Just bolt hole right there. Push another screw. Make sure that's centered up. Technologia. Okay. Now we have a dead center, technically. And we could use our 5/16 scumbananas wherever the hell I put them. Probably under the lathe. There's one. I have an advancing tailstock with micro adjust. Shut up. Bet y'all didn't see that shit coming, did you? Find some more fasteners. Five sixteenths ones. Yeah, buddy. Let's see if I got a 5/16 in here. In the random hodgepodge of trash bolts. Yeah, exactly. But if I can get the sucker to turn on a center like this, then I can do all of the lockdown and the accuracy and shit in a minute. I just need to prove the concept. Bolts are too big. Take it with you, ding dong, and then you ain't got to go back and forth. Okay. Jesus, relax. You're making me stupid. Shut up. Too big. That's what she said. P-E-A beautiful. All right. So now, because why the hell not? In lieu of me having washers, which I don't have any readily available in front of me, I'd have to go find some, but screw it. We will decide instead to use a 608 bearing as a washer. Yeah, it's a little too fast. That's what she said too. Okay. Okay. School banana. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Ha. Jam nut all of this down. Jam up these nuts. Uh-huh. Probably the weirdest damn build you guys have ever seen. I got the weirdest mind ever. I just be coming up with some random shit. But at the very least, if it's not educational or insightful, I hope it's at least entertaining. To watch me bumble my ass through this. Okay. Make sure we can get a good purchase and lock these down. With your friend in mind, the disgusting adjustable wrench that doesn't even adjust, you sack of shit. Oh, I'll fix you later. Okay. Till then, cheap old off-brand vice grips it is. Here, you hold that one. Lock down. And then my idea is to jam nut this on both sides, actually, to create a full-ass dead center. That is, in fact, a dead center. It's not dead centered, but it is a dead center. Right. Small wood lot, as a matter of fact, I think I do too. I hope you guys have been enjoying this dive into Technologia. I think you've seen probably something I've been meaning to show you guys for quite a while. I could do woodworking. I'm okay at it. I could teach people about it. But I do learn, dive into, and fiddle with a lot of other disciplines as well. All that being said, I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Been cool with the last 5, 6, 7 of y'all. Exercise your mind. There's always a solution. Think outside the box. Be amazed what you can make. I'm making a lathe out of trash. Take care, guys. See you around.